Hello and welcome to another video today brought to you by Marcus's Corner. I'm Marcus Boston. Well, it is that time of the year. Yeah, you know what it is. It's time for the NFL to kick off. This is week one of the NFL season for 2016. We've already had preseason. We've had a lot of things that have happened in the NFL over this last year, and teams are now ready. Ready to get going. We had some interesting things happen over the preseason with just a couple of days ago. Minnesota lost their starting quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater, to a devastating injury. And when that happened, that set in motion a lot of things which took place afterwards, namely Sam Bradford being traded from the Philadelphia Eagles and moving on now to the Minnesota Vikings. So it's a lot of stuff that's going on. We've had quarterbacks like Dak Prescott out in Dallas that have just shown a lot of skill in the preseason. But the games count now for real. And based on that, what I'm going to do is I went through the games for Sunday, and I'm going to share with you my picks for week one. I'm going to try to do these picks every week on either a Thursday or a Friday. I'm going to try to do them as often as I can, but as you know, sometimes things happen here at work and it can make it kind of hard. But for this week, I did have time, and I have sat down and I'm going to share with you my picks for week one. All right, here we go. We've got the first game, and that's going to be the Green Bay Packers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Guys, we already know. We're going to go with Green Bay on that one. The next game we have are the Buffalo Bills, and they are coming to Baltimore to play the Ravens. I'm going to go with the Ravens on this one. The Ravens at home. It's the start of a new season, home opener. I'm going to go with Baltimore on this one. Bears and the Texans. Chicago is going to play the Texans. Chicago did not look really good over the preseason. I am going to go with the Texans on this one. I think that they can take this one out. We've got the Browns and the Eagles. Now, this is a very, very interesting matchup. I know a lot of people are going with the Eagles on this one, but I'm not. I'm going to buck the trend a little bit, and I'm going to go with the Browns on this one. We've got Hugh Jackson. We've got RG3. I just think that Cleveland is going to come in and they're going to shock some people here with this one. We've got the Bucks and the Falcons. Tampa Bay going to deal with the Falcons in Atlanta. Sorry about this one, Quentin. I'm going to go with the Falcons. It's their home opener. I know Winston is looking good in Tampa and everything like that, but again, you're on the road. You're getting started. I think the Falcons are going to be ready to go on this one. Minnesota versus the Titans. This is a good matchup too. We got another home opener. Minnesota is going to play the Titans. Minnesota, of course, they have that really good defense, really good. But what are we going to see out of Minnesota this year? I mean, guys, we're talking about a devastating injury to their quarterback just a few days ago. Home opener for the Titans. I'm going with the Titans on this. I know a lot of people are maybe going either way on this one or leaning heavily towards the Vikings on this one, but I'm going to go with the Titans on that. We've now got the Bengals and the Jets. I just see this one. I know it's a 9-11 game. The Jets are going to be home on this one. I just see this, though, as the Bengals having a little bit too much firepower for the Jets in this particular game. So my pick is going to be Cincinnati Bengals over the New York Jets. Jets, Jets. Next game, we've got the Raiders and the Saints. I know it's a home game for New Orleans, but come on, New Orleans hasn't been able to stop anybody on defense in years. And I think that this might be the year that the Raiders are picking up. The Raiders aren't who a lot of people think they are, the struggling team and everything like that. The Raiders have some really good pieces on offense. And I do see the Raiders coming in here and beating the Saints this week on this one. Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going with Kansas City. We've got the Miami Dolphins traveling to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Now, I know a lot of people are on the Seahawks bandwagon with this one, and rightfully so. They've got a very good team. But if you've really been paying attention to the Seahawks preseason, they are struggling on the offensive line side of the ball, and I think that is going to be a problem for them in this game. Miami has a really good defense, and you got to remember, this Miami Dolphins team, this is a team that historically, they play teams like the New England Patriots very well. So I would not be shocked here if we see, and I'm going to pick the Miami Dolphins coming in and beating the Seattle Seahawks. Also, you got to remember, Seattle does sometimes start the season very slow. So we've got some changes in with the Seahawks coming in with everything, and I'm going with Miami in that one. We've got the Detroit Lions playing the Colts. Going with the Colts on that one. That's an easy pick in my opinion. Giants versus Dallas. This game, last time I checked, this was an even game. People are kind of both ways on that one. Gotta look though, I think that I'm gonna go with Dallas on this one. Dallas is just getting started. This is the first home game for them. They're opening the season at home. Nice stadium and everything. The question though is Dak for real? No, he had an awesome preseason. I was able to watch him destroy the Rams in the opening preseason game out in LA. The guy has a very good touch on the ball, but we do know that this is preseason. Got some people already claiming that he will be a franchise quarterback for Dallas. I don't know if I'll take it that far yet. The games are now counting for real, but I'm going to go week 1. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick Dallas. Next game we've got are the New England Patriots playing against the Cardinals. No Brady. That's a simple one. Go with the Cardinals. We'll move on to the Monday night games. We've got the Pittsburgh Steelers coming to play the football team in Washington, right up the road here. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh on this. Yeah, I'm going to go with Pittsburgh on this one. I know that people are saying, it's an opener for Washington. They're looking strong this year, Cousins and all of that. But, it's hard to count Big Ben. It's just hard to count the Steelers out. And I think that the Steelers are going to come in and they're going to sneak a win on this one. Last and final pick, we've got the Rams, the Los Angeles Rams. That's right, Los Angeles, not St. Louis, Los Angeles. I started following this team back in the late 80s, early 90s when they were in Los Angeles. They moved to St. Louis, and no offense to the St. Louis fans, they had good fans in St. Louis that were supporting the Rams. All for that, the Rams won a Super Bowl in St. Louis. Yes, they did. Very good. But you know what, guys? I'm glad to see them back in LA. I'm glad to see them back in California and playing in LA. They got the San Francisco 49ers. That used to be a very fired up, look, I'm getting fired up now. That used to be a fired up matchup back when Jerry Rice was taking those short slants from Steve Young and taking off down the sideline. God, I hated seeing that. But now we're going to see that rivalry hopefully reignited, and that it's going to be a very good game. Guys, I'm a homer here on this pick. I know the Rams will have issues with Jared Goff. I know that, but I was around to see the Sam Bradford thing. I'm okay with them sitting him. I'm okay with that. Be patient with the young man. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick the Rams on this one. Rams are going to beat the San Francisco 49ers, and those will be my picks for week 1 of the NFL. All right, if you're still with me at the end, be sure to give me a like and be sure to subscribe to Marcus Corner. If you disagree with some of my picks, or if you say, Marcus, you know what, you dead wrong, it's not going to work out that way, drop me a comment. If you do your own picks, drop me a comment after the games this week and let me know, how did your picks go? All right, that's going to be it. I will see you next week, hopefully. Peace.